That is still recording that window, right? Oh.
Alright, you're live.
Yeah, no, I had the wrong fucking window. Oh my gosh.
I see you messing with Discord.
Yeah. There we go. Sorry. I gotta hide Craig. How do I hide that, Craig?
Hmm?
Goodbye, Craig.
Just there's like the three dots at the top there.
I got her. Okay, a little bit of a thing. We're live.
You're
Okay.
like off centered though.
What? Oh. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Better.
Alright, sorry everybody. Here we go.
It's just me watching myself.
Greetings and welcome everyone. It's AYCG Moviecast, episode 601. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy, Corey Feinsod,
Yo yo.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome guys, welcome listeners and viewers to 601 of the Moviecast. We're live. Sorry, a little late. I had to take over the stream and I don't do it too much, but we're good. We're here. So, welcome to 601 of the Moviecast, folks. It's been a week. We've got a little bit of news this week. It's been a little quiet on that front, but what we've been up to, a couple of major things happened. We had the finale of Obi-Wan. Did anybody watch that?
Of course I did.
I watched it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't hate the finale. I feel like the bookends of the show, the first episode and second episode, were fine. I mean, first episode and the last episode were fine. It's the fillers that was garbage.
The finale had things you wanted to see from the beginning, but the logic within anything that happens in this show continues to be so stupid. Like, and in this episode as well. Like,
oh yeah, lots of it.
Like, really dumb.
Yeah.
All I know is I was like, sort of something on the feeds. Like, apparently they don't know how lightsabers work anymore because it's bouncing off. They're bouncing off of stormtroopers and like in the Force Awakens, they like just little scar, like little grazes. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah. No, I know. It was interesting to see.
Yeah, I would agree with what Mike is saying. Like, the series wants to try to give you things that, like, on paper sounds awesome, but in practice and actuality and reality, it's just utter shit. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm gonna spoil it. So if you haven't,
let's just go into it, man.
Yeah, just fast forward. But like, just the beginning of the episode, I was already like kind of like yelling at the TV. Like, so you have a Star Destroyer, a literal Star Destroyer, trying to shoot this dinky ass little transport ship and absolutely missing for minutes straight. And it's like, okay, I guess I can buy this. And then they're like, Obi-Wan's like, I have to sacrifice myself. If I leave in this emergency vessel, he'll follow me. And it's like, why would he do that? Why would Darth Vader do that? And then literally the Grand Inquisitor says, oh, that's Obi-Wan, and Darth's like, let's chase after him. And the Grand Inquisitor's like, but we could snuff out the rebellion right here and right now if we just stay on course and destroy the ship. And it's like, no. And it's like, you're on a Star Destroyer. Launch some fucking TIE fighters? Like, where are they going? Like, where are they going? Where are they fucking going? Nowhere. Nowhere. Like, the suspension of this, like, I hate to nitpick, but I find that really egregious. Like, super egregious. Like, this entire goddamn Star Destroyer. And then, like, a minute later, he's like, prepare my ship. And it's like, so what is the Star Destroyer doing? Why did Darth Vader just fuck off to chase Obi-Wan in his ship and let the Star Destroyer destroy the transport carrying the people that are helping the rebellion? Like,
it's the hubris of Darth Vader.
No, it's stupid. It's stupidity.
It is stupid, but I mean, there's also Darth Vader. It seems he doesn't have mercy from what we've seen in other things. It's just that he really runs into main characters, and he doesn't want to kill them ever if they're main characters, or made into main characters. Reva, she's another loose end now at the end of this, which we have another pseudo Jedi-ish person out in the world during this time where there's supposed to be none.
Yeah,
and she's just out there in the wind.
Not been the case for a lot of places.
They did not, and again, like
how did she manage to get to Tatooine?
She's fine. She walked.
Look, she was just fine. Like she just got stabbed in the chest with a lightsaber, left
Twice
for dead
in her life too.
Somehow picked herself up, found another transport,
found a ship. Yep.
And fucked off Tatooine before any other characters managed to do anything else.
Yeah, yep. She just went somehow she knows the straight line beeline to Tatooine. So I thought that was kind of convenient.
The whole thing,
it's all about Tatooine. Like, do you think, let's put Luke Skywalker on Tatooine, because that's where Anakin grew up. Makes sense. He's got family there. So Darth Vader never thinks to go back and, go there. And he doesn't feel any Force-sensitive people. Like, he
hates the sand. He doesn't want to be there. He hates sand. Can't be there.
He does hate sand.
It gets everywhere, apparently.
So at the very, very, very end, I got my Qui-Gon. Since we're spoiling stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it was a cool ending. Don't get me wrong. I didn't mind it.
At this point, why even make him a Force ghost? He got stabbed just like everyone else. Everyone's fine when they get stabbed like that by a lightsaber.
Well, see, that I didn't like. I didn't like how they kind of overtopped what Filoni had done with Clone Wars, because they really established that he didn't perfect this ghost thing, and he was just a voice essentially before he died. He was working on that. That was in the lore for Clone Wars. That he can use his voice to talk to people from beyond the grave, but he wasn't able to manifest himself as a Force ghost. That's what Yoda perfects essentially, and Obi-Wan were able to do that in their training after what Qui-Gon did in the Clone Wars. His guidance by his voice is what helps him do that.
And that's all BS anyway, because Anakin becomes a Force ghost, and he had, how much training on Force ghosts?
Yeah, I know. But I liked what they did with the Clone Wars with that. I really did. So I understand what you're saying, but I liked what they did. It just... I mean, the finale was great with the lightsaber fight. We had Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader. I thought that fight was great and paralleled what they did in Rebels with Ahsoka. I thought that was really cool. I mean, I thought the Ahsoka fight was better, but you're dealing with animated figures rather than, live action stuff.
I just don't know why Darth Vader thought that pseudo-burying Obi-Wan with rocks was enough to kill him. Like, bro, you
gave him the high ground.
Leg chopped off, and we're really close to a fucking lava river, and you survived. And you think burying him alive is gonna kill that dude?
Yeah.
And then we have that whole stupid swear to God, it's like the Spider-Man thing where he's trapped under the rubble, and he has to reach deep into his inner voice to find the strength to lift the rubble. It's like, this is a ripoff of Spider-Man now. Like, okay. And then
I was hoping that Qui-Gon would show up then, but no.
And then Obi-Wan beats Darth Vader again and just walks away.
Yep.
Just fucking walks away. Then my friend is truly dead. Farewell, Darth. Turn around, leave. Bro.
But I liked the closure. I did like that closure he got with Anakin, basically saying, "You didn't betray and kill. You didn't kill me. I did it. I killed Anakin." I like that. I did like that.
Pretty nice of him, really.
Yeah. To do that for him. I don't know. I mean, it's why they brought Hayden Christensen back. But
sure. And that weird.
It's still stupid for Obi-Wan to not force Darth Vader.
Yeah. And the 40-year-old Padawan flashback, as they say, he did not look the same. Ewan with whatever effects or makeup, he looked the part in the flashbacks, but Hayden did not in the flashback. He did not.
And this is what I don't understand. With the Rogue, was it Rogue's
One?
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One.
Okay.
The Darth Vader scene built for him to be badass. Whatever. I get it. And then the fight the end sequence in Fallen Order. You know, again, to establish Darth Vader as a badass. All these scenes, you know, earlier in Obi-Wan, you know, just making out Darth Vader to be a badass. But then you're
When
like,
he stopped
okay,
that
so you
ship
can't kill.
leaving by itself,
Yeah.
which was
So-
crazy.
Yeah, it's about like all of a sudden he can't kill Reva twice. He fails to kill her twice. He loses to Obi-Wan twice when Obi-Wan was like disconnected from the Force. Like, sorry, dude, you take a lot of L's for somebody that's supposed to be a badass.
He's
Like,
still like he's very egotistical. I get that part, but he beat Kenobi in the first battle.
I would have loved, like, not loved, but what I would have preferred.
He was just a guy at that point.
Like, we could have gotten like the Darth Vader series, like the comic book series.
Yeah.
And that was a TV show. That would have been more, I think, fun because, like, yeah, you're putting yourself in all of these boxes.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to make it exciting, but you have to do it within this constraint of what we know to come later and what we know is going to happen. Whereas, like, with Darth Vader, you kind of can just go all out and do whatever you want with him because you can just make him as badass and, like, you can have him kill Jedi, you can do whatever because they're all supposed to be dead anyway. It's like, you can do all these things, but when you put these characters together, now you have to follow certain, like, rules, and it just doesn't make for a good show.
I know, I just hate it. I honestly would have preferred that this series didn't exist, and the only time
I mean, if it existed, just don't have the other characters. Don't have the characters that are connected to this character later on in the series.
Right. That's fine. I just think it's more. It was better established with Obi-Wan Darth Vader, like at the end of Episode 3, where you know Obi-Wan, you know, almost kills him but can't, and then the next time they see each other is in New Hope, and literally like the you know the one of the most famous quotes. You know, once I was the last time we saw each other, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Like that was so much more meaningful. And then now it's like, well, actually, the last time I saw you, you kicked my ass again and didn't kill me, but I'm the master now.
But I mean, it's that they wanted to end it like that, so that statement still holds true. But you know, so not a great series from them overall. But it is what it is.
Yeah, there's just a lot of logical inconsistencies. And again, it reminded me, like, I know a lot of people are real high on it. There are a lot of the same prequel apologists, those people I've been complaining about in the last few years a little bit, that this is their nostalgia here.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's just the next generation. But the other thing I have to harp on is the fucking forced nostalgia. Like, oh, Obi-Wan gave Luke that stupid little ship toy thing, you know, in this series. Like, I've always wanted to know. It's like, oh, look, that's where Leia got her blaster holster. I've always wondered where the fuck she got that from because it was so important and so meaningful to her. Wow. It's important, guys. Wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, the impact of it overall in the universe, very minor.
Stupid.
Yeah, very minor.
Fucking stupid.
I really hope they don't come back with a season 2, even though they said they're going to.
They definitely
they said they want to.
But they really need a new showrunner if they want to do that. So we'll see. All right, let's move on. We're not doing a spoiler cast of it. Fuck it. So.
I mean, we did.
No, we just
didn't even watch it.
We just scattered it about.
Okay. Next thing I watched was The Players, which is on Paramount. It's a great show. It's a mockumentary. Have you guys heard about the show yet?
I heard about it. I didn't watch
mockumentary from the guys. Remember the guys on Netflix that did that series with like the Who Drew the Dicks kind of thing? It was like the mock serial killing thing. Like they had to figure out like who vandalized American Vandal, right? I think it was called American Vandal on Netflix. It was a really good show.
Oh,
it was
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a really good show on Netflix. So they made this new show it's a mockumentary now called The Players. And it's an esports mockumentary with a character named Cream Cheese and how he basically plays League of Legends and he promises to win, like, they make a professional sports team and, like, he promises to win that team, like, 7 world championships and he's never come to fruition, basically, of that. He just kind of burns out. And, you know, he still thinks he's the greatest player in the world. And meanwhile, there's this new kid that comes up. I forget what his name is. Omni something. But he comes up and he's like the hotshot rookie, and it's basically filmed like, you know, like almost a reality show sort of thing. So it's like you have the real players, the team players in the one house, and you have the minor leaguers in another house, and you get to see the interactions between those two and how much they just pick on the minor leaguers. And then there's like, it's a great show. Like I'm really into it. Like the only problem was I watched the first 2 episodes, and I realized it's a weekly release, and I'm like, they're only on episode 5, so I was like, I really don't want to catch up that quickly. So I'm holding off a little bit on it, but I liked it so far. It was very interesting. You get to, he's got, obviously there's some dramatic parts with like you feel for the character a little bit, but it's also a comedy. It's like those guys that kind of have that, and the jokes are, if you're a gamer, you kind of get a lot of the jokes. It's great. So I would recommend it for us, Tony, especially.
It's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount Plus, and
Okay.
it's. I mean, I really like it. It's called The Players.
Okay.
So I would definitely check it out. The other thing I've been watching, I got hooked on, was I was kind of reevaluating my streaming services, and I thought about canceling HBO Max. So, because I'm like, well, that's $12 a month. I'm like, I don't really need to pay for this shit. I'm like trying to condense. But then I was like, let me just take another look and see what shows are on there before I cancel this. And I'm like, everybody's always talked so much about Barry.
The first season was really good.
Yeah, I know. No, you're saying the second and third weren't?
No, I didn't get to watch. I haven't watched
Okay.
them. I only watched the first two.
So I'm
First
6
season.
episodes into that now. I finished 6 episodes. I just finished the 6th episode before this podcast, and that show is fantastic. Oh my God, I can't believe it took me this long to watch it. It came out in 2018. I believe it's done now. They only had 3 seasons, I absolutely love that show. It's so good, and it's small. You're like 33-minute episodes, so they're not like super invested time kind of thing. But it's by Bill Hader. He directs a lot of it, and I think he's directed every episode. You're the SNL guy. Those wondering who Bill Hader is, he's the he was. I can't remember characters from SNL that he played, but he plays an assassin. He's a former Green Beret, I believe, or a Marine who comes back from the war and becomes a hitman, hired hitman. So he kills people for money, and he ends up. Just a small premise of the show, not to give it away if you haven't seen it yet, but he ends up going to kill this guy who does these like acting classes, and he stumbles into the acting classes, and he realizes that he really likes it, and he'd rather do that than kill people, and that's kind of like
improv.
Yeah, it's an improv thing, and that's the Fonz is in it, Henry Winkler, he's the guy running the classes, and I really have enjoyed it so far. Like, and the guy is his Fuches, his name is. It's his handler. His handler is the guy from what's his name? Steven something. Shit, and I'm doing this live. He's such a great. I love that character too. Like his characters he plays. Oh, he was the stapler guy from Office Space. My stapler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy who is his handler. And it's really awesome show. Like I really am enjoying it. Like hooked on that show. So if you've never checked it out, maybe check that out. But those are the big 3 things that I've watched besides Lightyear. Watched a bunch of stuff. Went to the movies and watched.
I'm curious
Lightyear.
about what you feel once you finish I actually didn't like how the first season ended, so that's why I didn't go to the next one.
Well, that's what we'll see. I am angry at the one female character in this show. Like I feel like I'm like, man, she is such a bitch. But we'll see how that changes. But. So I also watched Lightyear. I took my 9-year-old to see that last week.
You mentioned it last time.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I mentioned on 600. I wanted to mention that now because it's a movie that I feel like just wasn't very good. Like a movie that everybody was slamming it for its premise and what it was about, but I'm like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to watch this movie just for what it is. And I'm like, it still didn't have a lot. My daughter that went with me didn't enjoy it at all. She doesn't care to see it again. She even left the theater saying wasn't that good.
Well, didn't you say like on 600? Like she asked you, "Is it over?" And you're like, "Oh, we got an hour left."
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to mention it here because I only mentioned it briefly on 600 because it wasn't really a podcast. It was our looking back. So I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know. Did anybody else see it in that?
No.
I watched. I had no interest. I watched the pitch meeting for it, so I got the gist of what happens, and I'm like,
when the movie first
why did they do that?
So
why did they decide to do this with that character?
Yeah, there's so many, because when the movie first starts, it gives you this text that back in 1995, a movie came out in the theaters that inspired Andy to buy the toy of Buzz Lightyear. This is that movie. So this is the movie we're supposed to be watching that was made in 1995. I feel like they could have gone so many cool directions with this movie, like make it kind of campy and make the special effects maybe not that great because it was from, you know what I mean? Like really play on that. I thought they could have done that, and they didn't. They just made it like a today movie. Graphically it looked great, and I'm like, but I'm supposed to be watching this from 1995, and I'm like, I feel like they could have really played that up, and it would have made this movie better. Otherwise, it's like, okay, you wanted to make this movie just because you needed money. It was a cash grab. It felt like a cash grab to me. So, didn't like it. Wouldn't recommend it. So, that's it for me. Corey, what are you watching?
I've actually binged through the entire third season of Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
right. I gotta get on that.
I really like that show
Yeah.
a lot. It's like right up my alley, and the way last season ended, where that goes, it picked up right from there. I don't know if you guys know where that is. I don't know if I want to spoil it or not, but it picks up right away, and it was very interesting to see because now you kind of have counterparts to these characters in this season, and you get to see how they interact with each other, and basically you kind of peers to the characters that we've seen before. And I think the overall premise of the season was more interesting than it has been. I thought that it kept me hooked to see where this was going and what they would do, because with these types of superhero type shows, like what's going to be the next thing that ends the world, or like, and they even joke on that, it's like, oh, we had to save the world, and then like last year we had to save the world, and like we're always saving the world and we're always screwing it up, and what if we don't do that this time? And so that's where we're at, and you get to see Elliot Page in this actually become Elliot Page, which is interesting because you see it on screen. But so I'd highly recommend it if you like the show, and I think it's just the comic book characters coming to life, and like I mentioned, they made changes to the characters from the comics and to fit the show. And with this show specifically, they did a really good job of adapting it for the screen and doing their own thing, where a lot of times that doesn't always work. And I think they make it work here. And the characters, I just think they're really good. Remember the kid who played in the Misfits, the guy who's immortal in the Misfits?
Yeah.
He's basically the same character in this show, so it's great.
That's awesome. Cool. I forgot that came out. I have to check that out. So cool. Did you hear the what was I gonna say? The teaser the trailer came out for Harley Quinn season 3.
Nice.
So looking forward to that. But cool. Tony?
Let's see, what have I watched? Our Flag Means Death? Want to that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. It was pretty good. Wasn't a fan of the way the season ended overall, but overall the show is pretty funny. Just kind of like a bunch of incompetent pirates just you know.
I mean, you've seen What We Do in the Shadows, right? Did you see that show?
No,
you
but
need to check that out.
Yeah,
you need to check that out.
I heard it was almost the exact same thing, but like I don't want to watch two things that are exactly alike.
It's not the exact same thing. I mean, the What We Do in the Shadows is filmed like The Office, and that kind of makes it
right. Well, this just
thing.
felt like a pirate version of The Office. Like the main character is pretty much Michael Scott.
Yeah.
There's some plot lines. I'm like, this is an Office episode.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, you can make
we're Tiki, right? That's why.
Yeah. YTT. Yeah, he did both shows, so you need to check that out though. It's one of my favorite shows. But cool. Yeah. All right, Mike.
I watched just the second and third episodes of Stranger Things. That's
cool.
No, it's good.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into that yet. I mean,
second part's coming soon.
Yeah, I know that's coming soon, so I have to get into it. Yeah.
It's so much. It's each episode's like an hour and 15 minutes, and at this point, I'm kind of used to the Disney Plus model where you get it weekly and you get like a 35 to 40 minute episode. That's kind of what I'm geared to at the moment. But whatever, we'll see.
Yeah, been out for like a month though.
I know, and I've watched 3 episodes. That's why it's long. I can't do that easily.
Yep. All right, cool. Let's see what we've got here for the news. Let me see. I'll actually use it on my phone. That way we can... I don't want to mess with anything with the stream. So, let's see. Movie-wise. Let's see. Chris Pratt came on record saying, Mario voice will be unlike anything you've heard.
No box office?
Oh, yeah, the box office. I'm not used to doing it. I'm still not used to doing it.
It was like a tie.
It wasn't it?
Top Gun, man. Top Gun is...
Still doing great. Elvis, $31 million last week for Elvis, which was a pretty good opening for that. And Top Gun did 29.7, and Jurassic World down to 26. The Black Phone did well.
That was
Random
really
horror
good reviews.
Huh?
It was getting really good reviews.
Was it? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, good box office week. Elvis, I'm shocked, did so well. Like, I mean, I guess it's not great, but it's better than I expected it to do.
Top Gun's over $1 billion. Yeah. So.
I was going to
Unbelievable.
say.
Unbelievable. Tom Cruise finally gets that movie. So,
I mean, it's a fantastic film.
yeah, I have to go see that. I might go see that. I don't know if I'll see it tomorrow. I'm going to see it this week, I think. So, but cool. Like I said, that's really it for the box office. Opening this week is. What do we got? Anything big? Not really.
So.
Minions, not really anything big this week. Which is weird for a 4th of July, isn't it?
Minions is going to be big.
Oh, Minions will be big, but I mean, for us, there's not much. Thor is the week after. It's just weird that they didn't bring that out 4th of July, but...
Yeah, Minions, I think, will do pretty well. I'll do
How
better
many
than
Minions
Lightyear
movies have there been?
I don't even know. I don't know. 4?
5, 6.
5, yeah. I don't know. But, yeah. So... All right, let's see. Like I said, Chris Pratt commenting on his Mario voice.
Speaking of Illumination.
Are we ready for Mario
Mm.
from him? I think we're going to get a trailer soon.
Well, he basically is saying what we all expected. There's no way he was going to do a stereotypical Italian accent. So it's not going to be that. So,
I mean, are we going to get Emmett basically as Mario? I mean, is that what we're going to get? I hope not.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that trailer's going to be soon.
I mean, I don't know. It got delayed a whole year, so.
Yeah, that's true. It's just so weird. But, I mean, I've heard multiple people talking about that, so. Let's see. Horizon, the TV series. I didn't even know that was a thing. I forgot. Did we report on that?
No.
I mentioned it offhand once or
It
something.
was like 600 kind of came.
Yeah. It's called Horizon 2074, apparently, indicating it's partly set during the fall of civilization. So it looks like there will be its own story, which is kind of cool.
I was gonna say, because you get a lot of that, but you have to search for it in the first game.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not, just handed to you. But I think that would be really interesting to see how that plays out. Take it from a different perspective.
It would be interesting for that. So
the only problem with that is you don't get robot dinosaurs, and that's what the big thing about Horizon is robot dinosaurs. Come on.
Well, you get robots, though. That's the problem. There's a lot goes on if you read some of the collectibles and look at all the stuff. There's multiple wars, really. There's a resource war before the Pharaoh plague destroys the world as well. So a lot goes on. I still don't know if I care to watch this though. I read this stuff, but after a while in Horizon, I sort of the world went to shit. I don't really care anymore about the old stuff. I want more about what's happening at the time. After a while,
computer generated cartoon style show, or is it what type of show is it though, Jim? Does it say?
Nope. I'm guessing it's live action. It's going to be. Hang on, I'm going to scan through and make sure I. Yeah, it's going to be live action. I mean, mixed with obviously CG. So we'll see how that looks. But that's about it. So that we know yet. It's still a ways out, but yeah. Speaking of ways out, Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 coming December 20th, 2023.
Were they already filming?
What's that?
Were they already filming?
Apparently they're not filming. It's done. The script is done now. So they'll start filming, I think, soon. I don't think they're filming already.
I mean, it's like a year and a half out. It's really quick.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm actually shocked.
They got a lot of special effects shots they need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, yeah. They'll start filming it soon, though, I'm sure. 6 to 8 weeks of filming? So, but let's see what else we've got here. Let's see. Christian Bale is open to returning as the Batman, as long as Chris Nolan came back. Isn't that it's a weird article. I don't know. Apparently they were asking about coming back because they have the returning, obviously, Batman people coming back in the universe. And he said he would love to play Batman again if Chris Nolan asked him to do it. Do we want another one from that universe?
No.
From that, they already made it like post Batman in the third movie already. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do post Batman.
Post.
We don't need
Yeah.
that. We don't need that from his that
Batman
universe.
died at the end of the last one.
He was didn't die. He just kind of.
Batman died.
Yes, Batman died. Yes, that's true. So
Batman was only Batman for like
2 years.
A few days.
I was gonna say 18 months maybe.
Yeah, literally, it was just like that. Batman did not have a long life.
Didn't do much
Yeah,
anyway.
Robert Pattinson's Batman's already been Batman longer than Christian Bale's been Batman.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think really the reason why this was brought up was just all this multiverse like cameo stuff.
Of
We
course.
don't know. I don't. So maybe he's already filmed something and it's a secret, but I doubt.
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, No Way Home just like started floodgates of rumors and people just making shit up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Whatever. I mean, his Batman wasn't necessarily the greatest part of that franchise anyway.
Yeah. I felt like
It was okay, but
I agree. I think Gordon was a great part of that universe. Actually, it was more about it, but yeah, I don't know. Gary Oldman was better. I mean, that was in my opinion, but I don't know. I don't really want to see him back. I'm good with Pattinson right now. Battinson. So let's see. I put this on here because I love John Williams' music. Obviously, I'm a big Star Wars fan. He has come out saying I thought he was done already, but he's doing Indiana Jones 5 for the music, and he's like that should be his last film. He said.
Yeah, he's like, well, if Harrison Ford can do it, I can do it. So.
Yeah, so he's gonna do one more film here, and we'll get. I mean, the guy's a legend for music. That's why I'm like I put it on here because it's like you have to.
Oh,
respect
absolutely,
his
and he
quality
doesn't. He doesn't need to do it. So, but yeah.
But it makes me more excited. It makes me more excited for Indiana Jones 5. Like his classical music, his style, his everything for that film fits perfectly. Obviously, we're in a post John Williams Star Wars universe at this point, so that's different music.
He still apparently he still did the theme for Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He didn't do the score, but he did the theme. So he still does stuff every now and then. I don't know if this means he'll do smaller things here or there, or he'll just retire as a 90-year-old. He is 90 years old now.
The guy loves music so much that, like, obviously he's going to tinker as long as he can. Hell, I think I saw Mel Brooks doing a voice in the next animated movie. There's like this dog kung fu movie coming out.
Oh God, that looks so stupid.
Mel Brooks is doing a voice in that.
Yeah,
Kung Fu.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I mean, it's great to see these guys working still. It's so cool. If they want to do it. Obviously, you can't do what he was doing before, but the theme works. You know, I mean that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll see if he does little things here and there, but yeah, this will almost certainly be his last feature.
His score. And lastly, this is interesting. This is interesting because it might mean for something from New York. Marvel is returning to San Diego Comic-Con for the first time in 3 years. I don't know. I put it on here because I'm like, does it reopen the door for them to come back to New York Comic-Con? Because I feel like that was like the heyday of Comic-Con.
So.
Yeah, I mean that Netflix Marvel was like the attraction there. Remember? I mean that was like we had to get online, we had to see that. It was such a great experience. I'm actually shocked they're doing this because I felt like they had their own events going on, and I'm shocked they're coming back. But
I think it's pointing towards probably we're gonna see because he was teasing a little while just right around Doctor Strange interviews, the media tour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna find out, what the next phase of the MCU saga is gonna be and all that stuff. So
yeah, definitely.
Seems like this is really gonna probably be like 1 year where they outlined the next 18 months of movies or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I expect Fantastic Four and X-Men to be part of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that it would be awesome to see that there.
Yeah, maybe we get some casting news on Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So hopefully that'd be awesome. I mean that movie's a ways out, but it would be cool to kind of get I just feel like we got to get something with Doctor Doom here, and I think he's got to be the Phase 4 guy. I just do.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely him.
And there's been hints, they said, but there's been misdirection. I know that. So.
No, if they could do Battle World or whatever with Secret Wars, that'd be cool.
So cool. And that is I think pretty much it for the Moviecast. Yes, that's all we got for the news. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, on the stream. We're, again, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, we stream the Moviecast. We do the Gamecast following straight after. Write us, allyoucangeek@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, you always can join us on the stream as well. We do monitor that for chats. If you have questions during the show, you can ask them. We'll bring them up on the air. We have our YouTube channel as well. Feel free to subscribe to that channel. We post the podcast the day after that. So tune in there, guys. That's going to wrap it up. We'll see you guys on the Gamecast. We're out.